So if you're looking to buy a classic car with style and performance without spending a lot of money, a great option is the Ford Falcon. And with over 2 million sold in the US, that makes them readily available even today. But before you get started on a Falcon project of your own, here's the important stuff you'll want to know before you get started. Starting with the current market value, it becomes apparent that the Falcon doesn't have a price difference between the generations, but is instead based entirely on the condition and the body style. Let me show you what I mean. Here's an example of a fully restored 4-door Falcon that would make a great car for someone, and it's priced very reasonably. But when we compare that price to the fully restored 2-door version, you can see that price difference for yourself. Now look at the price of the convertible. It's even more expensive than both of them. If the restored market is a bit out of your price range, not to worry, because the price is also dictated by the condition. Here's the price of a mid-condition 4-door that's got quite a price drop from the restored one. And just like with the restored Falcons, the 2-door is still slightly higher than the 4-door was. The same is the case with the convertible being the most expensive out of them all. But believe it or not, the Falcon convertible is still not the most expensive one on the market. That slot goes to the Falcon Sprint, that's basically a 2-door Falcon with a sleeker roofline. Even one of these in mid condition is gonna cost you a chunk of money, and as you might have guessed it, the restored Falcon Sprint is gonna cost even more. So if you want what's widely considered to be the best looking Falcon, you're gonna have to pay a little extra. With the market breakdown out of the way, it's time to move on to the fun stuff like performance. And right off the bat, things are looking good because the Falcon only weighs 2,500 pounds. Which is extremely lightweight, especially for an American car, which are notorious for being too heavy. But the potential doesn't stop there, because the Falcon has a very similar platform to the Mustang. So what that means for us is that any engine that can fit in a classic Mustang can also fit in a Falcon. Or to put in simpler terms, anything smaller than a 351 Windsor should fit in without many problems. With such a lightweight and versatile platform, it makes sense that people have built these into all sorts of performance machines. Videos on YouTube show Falcons running great times in drag races, some of which are running in the 8s while still maintaining a mostly stock look. But if drag racing's not your cup of tea, you're in luck, because the Falcon also is known to be a fun track car. It's super common to see a Ford Falcon tearing it up at the track at vintage car track days. And without ABS and traction control, you can be certain that you have a very raw feel for the track, which will improve your driving skills. Falcons are even common in rally races to this day. Which makes a lot of sense, because Falcons have had a long history in rally, even winning the British Saloon Car Championship in 1967. But the fact that a Falcon can even finish a rally race just goes to show that you can build these cars into anything you want. But before we get too excited, there are some common weaknesses with the platform that need to get addressed. And while there's not too many of them that are serious, that doesn't make them not worth mention. Like, for example, because the shock towers are too close together, that's going to limit your engine options to a small block. Or the fact that Falcons have 4-lug wheels instead of 5-lug wheels, so that's going to limit your wheel options as well. Then there's some weaknesses that are just common with all older cars, like not having the best brakes, not handling very well, and not being very safe in a collision. But all these issues can be fixed with the right aftermarket parts, which leads me to a common myth surrounding the Falcon. It usually goes something like this. People say the Falcon's a nice car, but then they say that it doesn't have a good aftermarket. And this is simply not true, because there are several companies that are currently producing original replacement parts and modifications for the Falcon. And Classic Industries has a catalog with all these parts in it, making it easier for you to find them. So while the parts are easy to find, the only drawback on them is that they're going to be a little expensive. So fixing all these issues with aftermarket parts is not going to be an affordable option. However, the one serious issue that I suggest you address is with the shock towers, because they have the tendency to break shooting a shock through your hood. So if you're gonna fix just one of these problems, I suggest it be that one. And luckily, a shock tower brace is easy to find and easy to put on. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful with your search for a Ford Falcon. If it was, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Other than that, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.